Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering the Braxtons, episode 1, season 1, episode 4. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel and your support. Could you please show your support by giving me a like and pressing that like button, and also pressing that subscribe button if you are new to my channel. And if you're hiding in the bushes, you can come on out and press that subscribe button. And welcome back if you are a subscriber here and a supporter of my channel. All right, I got to get into this because time is not on my side. No, it ain't. All right, so Trina and Tawanda and their men, they arrive in Maryland. I'll probably go really fast and probably get to the important parts because a lot of stuff didn't. The meat and potatoes is Little Kevin. So we'll go there as soon as I can. Okay. So they're here to just really help Kevin Jr. He withdraws himself and tries to handle things on his own. And they want to be there as a support and let him know that they're support. Quick little notes. I think Sean was asked, when are you proposing to Tawanda? He's still doing whatever. We find out that Vaughn lost his wedding ring, but he's too prideful and bullheaded to actually admit that he lost it. And he thinks he's going to find it again, so he doesn't have to really say that he lost it. That's some real control freak crap. Oh, my view of Vaughn has changed because of the clips that have gone viral concerning him. This was all in response to when Trina said that she felt like she was being punished for mourning Gabe. I had no problem with Vaughn actually having his issues concerning that. That's just called ignorance. And ignorance means not knowing. Even though people like to use ignorance, the term ignorance, as it being derogatory or you're stupid, dumb, or whatever, it doesn't really mean that. Just call them, if you want to be derogatory, just call them stupid and dumb or whatever. Ignorance is not having the knowledge of. And especially with black people, we don't know how to mourn. We don't know how to show a lot of emotions. So it's his disrespect that on the live that really turned me off for him. So I don't got too much for him, and probably anytime he talks, if I feel like talking about him in these reviews, I will. It's going to be just negative, and because I really think he needs to get popped in his mouth. Anyways, yeah, Sean was talking about don't want to see Vaughn naked and all that stuff, but they already have another place, a hotel that they're going to be staying at, and Vaughn and Trina are going to be staying at this rented house. I guess it's been one of those Airbnbs, which I don't even understand why he said that. I think the Braxtons is one of the realest shows, but at the same time, some of the characters on there are performing. And I'll leave it at that, and I'll call it out when I see it. It's like, it doesn't even make sense. So, after everyone goes to their respective quarters, Tony and Trina, they talk. Tony's in a car or whatever. Trina's letting her know that they made it to Maryland and that she's worried about little Kevin. It's one thing for me to be talking to him on the phone, but I need to lay my eyes on him, so he could know, so I can know what's going on with him, and I can feel better about him, hopefully. Tony brings up about Big Kevin. Are we going to talk with Big Kevin? And Trina said, no, I have no desire of any of that, Tony was like, we really don't know what was going on in the marriage, and there is a rift between little Kevin and Big Kevin and all this stuff. Wouldn't it be at least something if we just reached out to him or something? They talk about funeral wishes. Big Kevin wanted a funeral. Little Kevin is over everything that Tracy has. She put him in her will as that way and didn't include Big Kevin on anything. I guess that is the biggest issue, but they're talking about the funeral stuff. They're saying that he did his own separate funeral, and that was something that Tracy didn't want. I'm lost because there was some type of memorial or celebration of life that was done over 2 years ago. I don't understand. I don't understand that part. Maybe he was mad at that moment, but I think the bigger fish to fry is Big Kev wanted to be over Tracy's stuff. That speaks volumes, and I'll leave it there for now. Anyways, let me move on. But Tony was like, can we at least have a meeting to see who wants to actually talk with Big Kevin? And she said, we could do that. Trina just said that she has no desire. They go go-kart, but they finally do something fun on the show. kind of getting back to the spirit of how things were on Braxton Family Values. Sean won first place, Vaughn second place, and then Tawanda. They show many times that they passed up Trina. Trina was driving like Miss Daisy. But she makes a joke later on, like, look, my insurance rates are going to be good and lower than you guys because I follow the rules of the road and I drive safe and not living dangerously out there. Oh, this is when they talked about the wedding bells, but whatever. Tawanda said, look, I think Tawanda was asked or something if she was cool. Don't she want to get married? She's like, I'm not. One thing she did say is that she's not pushing a man to propose. That's one thing that she'll never do. Fine. Good. Okay, so we go over to Tamar. I'm going to put her in one little bunch because she had two different scene segments. She visits the We Sound Crazy podcast, which I absolutely love. She talks about the album. She's got some type of candles coming out, some type of intentional candles. It kind of manifests what you want to happen in your life. They talk a little bit about mental health concerning her, and they asked her a question about what keeps her going. I forgot what her answer was, but she knew that even every time that she's wanted to quit, she knows she can't quit, and also her son gives her motivation to keep going. Why did she come back to the show? They only captured this, but I know what all she did say as to why she came back to the show. And I think that was done on Carlos King's live podcast. Shout out to Mr. Carlos King. But she just says that this was to tell Tracy's story. Tracy had asked us before she passed away for us to continue on with the show and to tell their life and tell her story. But what she said, in addition to that, the reason she came back is because of the money and the credentials. If you guys do not know, Tamar says that she created Braxton Family Values. She, and along with her sisters, they created the theme song, which I think Vince kind of owns some type of percentage of it or whatever. But anyways, they weren't producers. The reason that they went on strike is because of the little money that they were getting. Tracy decided to stay behind. We didn't know this at the time, but that's what they were fighting for. They were fighting for more money, more say on the show. It was becoming quite toxic and not a good place, not a good environment to be in. That's why that they went on strike, and then Tracy decided to do her own thing. I was like, so you created the show and you didn't even get an executive producer credit. That's crazy. But this time, everyone has a credit. Also, Tamar said what makes it easy for her to do the show is that she's a friend. So she can pop in and out, and I guess we're just going to get the positive stuff that's going on in her life. I mean, that's cool with that. I think even her production company is attached to the Braxtons show, which is very interesting. She said that she has a therapist on set that helps her to also do this show. She said this on We Sound Crazy podcast. I'm like, I wish a therapist was by your side when you're on social media. Maybe I actually enjoy you again. Right now, I have nothing for you, unfortunately. I love your music and just don't love you. And don't even really want to be I don't want anything involving you in my life at this point. And I used to root for you a lot, Tamar. And I just don't. All right, let me move on. Dinner. Okay, they go to dinner. Dad Braxton, little Kevin, Mikey, and Mikey Jr. I want to know, did Mikey Jr. I'm looking at his children. And Exxon? Did they say his name was? Exxon? I don't know if that was Mike's child, or, well, Mike the second or Mike the third child. But I don't know if anyone knows. But I do want to know what ethnicity did Mikey actually marry. Because it looked like somebody different from this. You know. But I don't know. I mean, he's light skinned. It's not even about the light skin. I was just looking at his son that was there. I was like, oh, okay. But I'll have to look it up. Anyways, before mostly Sean and Dad Braxton have a talk because he wants to know when you plan on proposing to my child. You asked me back on Braxton Family Values, the last season, for her hand in marriage. Now that's about 3 or 4 years ago. What's up? I'm like, whatever. I'm in the space of whatever, because it's like, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Unfortunately, I'm not invested in Tawanda and her relationship. We don't get shown anything about it. We just get, hey, my boo. And we knew that they were going to, I think he was a family friend. So people do know him. But that's all we know. We knew that he was going to propose. La de freaking da. I meant to go back to Tamar, but we'll go back to that. Sorry about that. Because there's more to Tamar, but we're not doing that right now. So Kevin Jr., he gets there. They talk a little bit. They just, I think the question was asked, how's everyone doing since Tracy's passing? Everyone just kind of says what they have going on. Dad Braxton finally said, he misses Tracy because I think he said every morning she would contact him some type of way and send him some type of joke. And he misses that. That's cool. I wish Dad Braxton was able to express his emotions. I'm not saying that everybody got to be crying on the floor. I just don't think that we get to see the real Mr. Braxton. And what I mean by that real is just like, he gives us a little something. And I would just like, I know it's more about the girls and all that, but it would be cool. Whatever. So Mikey Jr. asked Little Kevin, what can we do for you? Do for you as a family. Little Kevin said, I don't know what that means for me. I do call you when there's an emergency. And Trina just asked, why do you only contact us during emergencies? Versus just letting us in on everything that's on some or more that you have going on. He says, like, as a man, I'm just trying to figure it out without trying to just come to you guys with every single thing I got going on. Because emergency means like he's at his last wit end and he can't do anything. That's what I'm gathering. Dad Braxton and Mikey ended up saying, we want you to know that we understand whatever you may be going through. We're not here to figure it out for you. We don't have to do that for you. But we can just walk with you a lot more instead of you being isolated from us for most of the time. Of course, he's dealing with a lot with the divorce. He has to go back to court in regards to the warrant that was done, or warrant. Well, the one that snitched on him about his warrant, and that's that on that, which we believe, or they are believing that the ex-wife did call them in regards to that to get him arrested. What about Big Kevin? They start talking about Tracy's will. They're at odds. Big Kev says that leaving everything in Little Kevin's hand, there has to be something wrong. She had to be not lucid in her mind to make him to be the executor over her will. And it's not really that. He doesn't understand. I think he was given some advice from Dad Braxton, but he said, I told him this. It's not about that. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways. So back to Tamar, because we're done with the dinner scene. I guess as they're talking about situations, cool. I don't know. Hopefully it's helping, and he does rely more on his family. I don't know. Tamar, she's exercising and brings along another gay man. If he is a man, I don't know his pronouns. Hopefully I got it right. So he don't exercise. He's in his, I guess, 20s or whatever, but just that's not his lifestyle or whatever. But yet another gay accessory for these women on these shows. And it's not something towards Tamar. It's what they do on all of these shows. So they start talking about the album and the book. She said in her book that she's writing right now, she wants to tell the real. She wants to tell the real reason as to why her and Vince got divorced. The real reason why she left reality TV. I want to know the real reason behind the real and why she got let go from there. Because I don't think we know. I don't think we know. We never got a straight answer. We keep blaming those women, but are they the problem? I don't know. And that's it for her. Trina and Little Kevin, they go visit Tracy's attorney and Tavius. Little Kevin just believes, I guess what's going on with Big Kev is that I guess he feels blindsided, and that's why he's acting up the way that he is towards her, because he just can't really understand why it's in little Kevin's hands. And Tavis says that Tracy had a recording while she was still lucid in her mind. I think even before she got sick, they recorded a video stating little Kevin needs to be executor over her will. That settles it. That's all the proof that he needs. So Big Kev can go run someplace else with all that mess, at least towards his son. He says that she was confident and lucid. He even talked about the times when he was visiting at her home. She was cooking him oxtails and all this stuff, and Tracy was like, I know this because I was there. This was, I guess, in the beginning of her sickness or whatever, but she was still good in her mind and still at least able to do certain stuff. Oh, no. But he's like, the way Big Kevin is going off like that is just, it's not really working. He says, you know, I was born into this family. You were married into this family. So it is different, blah, 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 blah. Now, after that, Tawana comes over to the house because now she needs to get the 411. What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. She finds out that there is a recording of Tracy saying that she wanted little Kevin and all that over the will. So Trina breaks the fourth wall. It says that earlier in the day, production wanted to film with Kevin Sr. and with Dad Braxton. And at that point, Tawanda just broke the fourth wall and called in OG, the producer, and said, hey, by no means can Kevin be associated with our production. I don't want him to have a platform on any of our platform ever again. I said, oh. So I wonder, do the Braxtons have as much control as the Kardashians do over on Disney? Because Disney, over there, the Kardashians have creative control, meaning that they can decide what is actually on the show. Usually the talent just doesn't have a voice or whatever. So I'm wondering if that's what they have now. Hopefully they do. Hopefully somebody answers that question, that interviews them. Because I was like, whoa, like y'all just breaking camera. And really this season feels like some type of documentary. Because a lot of times we're seeing the cameras being put up and then they go on and film the scene, which is interesting. So I don't know how they're doing things. Maybe this is just the new way that they're handling this show. Who knows? But that's all I do have. Do you guys think that there's creative control that they got and they can spin the narrative as they want to? I'm not saying they lying or whatnot. I just don't understand this whole funeral thing, because I saw something where little Kevin and Big Kevin did the celebration of life. Candace Dillard Bassett was there, all that good stuff. I don't think that is considered a funeral. I heard that Tracy's was cremated. So then what are we talking? I don't get that part. I'm lost on that. So I thought I would be emotional. There's a lot of things that were triggering because I have somewhat of that similar drama that happened in my life. But hey, I didn't react like I thought I would. 2 episodes, no crying. But again, I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. It does not go unappreciated. Until the next video, peace.